Coming up, History News This Week, episode 35. Namaste friends, my name is Shil Subramanian Paimal and you are listening to Histology Podcast. Welcome to the 35th episode of History News This Week. Please note that History News This Week will be online every Sunday at 9:30 pm Indian Standard Time, that is 4 pm GMT. This week I have 6 interesting pieces of news items from the world of history and archaeology, followed by one important event announcement. Let's start. First, Jesus Christ Missing Years Mystery Solved as Ancient Lost Gospels Rediscovered. We know much about Jesus Christ. We know his parents and his journey to crucifixion, and we know his message and quest in life. What we don't know, however, is what Jesus did between the ages of 12 and 30. 18 years are unaccounted for in Jesus' Bible story, years that would be the most formative of his life. Many theories have been proposed, like those in the 19th and 20th centuries, which argued that Jesus had spent some of the lost time traveling in India and Nepal to attain spiritual enlightenment from Hinduism. In 1945, a new and altogether more convincing explanation arose when a group of farmers digging for fertilizer in Egyptian desert unearthed a series of documents that claimed to tell the story of Jesus' missing years, the lost Gospels. Second, Palace of Agai, Greece reopens huge Alexander the Great monument. The site of one of the most important monuments in classical antiquity, the palace where Alexander the Great was crowned king, has reopened after 16-year restoration. The Palace of Agai, near Greece's northern port city of Thessaloniki, was built more than 2300 years ago. It was later destroyed by the Romans and unearthed through excavations beginning in the 19th century. Its renovation cost more than 20 million euros with help from the EU. Third, 11th century Jain sculptures found in southern India. According to a report in the Hans India, 3 sculptures were discovered during the work to install a drain in southwestern India's village of Varuna in Mysore district of Karnataka state. Researchers who were called to investigate the site identified one of the damaged sculptures as the goddess Kushmandini Devi and the other 2 as Jain Tirthankaras or teachers who have conquered the cycle of death and rebirth and created a path for others to follow. They also dated the carvings to the 11th century and the time of the Ganga and Hoysala empires when there were Jain centers in the region. Fourth, ancient Egyptian teenager died while giving birth to twins, mummy reveals. An ancient Egyptian mummy with a fetus stuck between its legs and another lodged inside the chest cavity, the first known of its kind, shows the mother died while giving birth to twins. Fifth, archaeologists investigate the mysterious Mongolian Ark. A new study by the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, working in collaboration with the National University of Mongolia, has revealed new insights regarding the Mongolian Ark, a 405 km long wall system located in eastern Mongolia. The Mongolian Ark consists of an earthen wall, a trench, and numerous structures, which is part of a much larger system of walls in Mongolia and China built between the 11th and 13th centuries AD. Sixth, giant naked hill figure revealed as Hercules, and he aided medieval armies. A giant naked figure carved centuries ago into an English hillside represents the classical hero Hercules, a study has suggested, and may have aided armies in the medieval period. Known as the Sun Giant, the massive figure, which stands almost 200 feet high, depicts a naked man brandishing a club in his right hand with his left arm outstretched. The figure is carved into the chalk bedrock of a hillside above the village of St. Abbas in the county of Dorset in southwest England. Now, coming to the event announcement. Second edition of the History Literature Festival to be held in Pune. The second edition of the History Literature Festival, themed Building on the Past Not Bound by It, will be held at the Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics in Pune on 9, 10, 11 February 2024. There will be 15 plus sessions and 40 plus speakers in this edition featuring some of the most eminent historians, archaeologists, academicians and authors. Some of the speakers I am personally looking forward to see and hear are Dr. Uday S. Kulkarni, Ipshita Nath, T.C.A. Raghavan and Vijay Gokhale. Latest history book release of the week. The Greek Histories. The sweeping history of ancient Greece as told by its first chroniclers, Herodotus, Thucydides, Xenophon and Plutarch, edited by Mary Lefkowitz and James Rom, is a pick of the week. From the leading scholars behind the Greek plays, a collection of the best translations of the foremost Greek historians presenting a sweeping history of ancient Greece as recorded by its first chroniclers. History Podcast recommendation of the week. Blowback, hosted by Noah Kulwin and Brendan James, is a pick of the week. Blowback covers contemporary political history, describing itself as a podcast about the American Empire. After covering the Iraq War, the Cuban Revolution and the Korean War, in Season 4, the Blowback co-host Brendan James and Noah Kulwin now turn to Afghanistan. Season 4 is out now. I will provide links to all the news items, articles, books and podcasts mentioned above in the show notes. Please feel free to check them out. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the History News This Week. Hope you found it interesting. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Histology podcast on your favorite podcasting app and check histology.com for book reviews and interesting tidbits from the pages of history. Looking forward to hearing from you. Have a great day and take care. Bye.